And we're live. We're live. Woo woo. Looks like my mic is picking up. Ah, shit. Wait. No. The stream info. Why, hello, hello, hello. I totally forgot to edit the stream info of the devil. Episode 0. Bap. Bap. Hi. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, Thea, how you doing? So, I totally forgot to edit the stream info. Tonight's been kind of a rushed night. It will be updated in just a second, and boop. Should be good. Should be showing good. Doing alright, been reading Heretical Edge? Heck yes, that's the one you were telling me about, right? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have to give that a look. Is very good. So I have heard. So I have heard from some people with very good taste. Just put out the post. Might end up lurking to read more in a bit. It sounds good. I'm glad you're stopping by. Lurkers are always welcome for me. Just happy if you get to hang out for a bit. Hearts. Okay, and I think we sent things out. Good. Just double check on Twitch, make sure my... Yes, it is. It's all good. Sweet. Righty-o. And now that everything is set up, we can get going. Woo! We're here. Oh. Yes. This is a work of fiction. Okay, it's not showing up quite yet. There it is. There it is. The game of the hour. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. Alright, how's the audio here? I think it should be fine from last time, but so many of the plot points recently have included plurality is awesome as a core theme. Hell yes. Love to see it. Love to see it. Oh, I think... Shoot, my air conditioning. I'm gonna turn off my air conditioning real quick. Be right back. Okay, that was quick. That was quick. So it should turn off in a second. But we love to see it there. It's the good shit. Alright, well, we've got... It's time to continue on from last time. Alright, last we left off, we were interrogating this guy. We hadn't even gotten to, like, any of the trial stuff yet, so... I have just been reading. All the time. And it was so fun. Honestly, like, the dialogue is just too fun. Anyways, let's keep going. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other? Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Diane, she was in genetics. Focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes them a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished her post-grad work this year. Got hired right out the gate. Practically headhunted. You believe that? Practically headhunted. Of course she was. Any company'd be lucky to have her. Unlike... It was a real ass job. It was a real ass job. Paid real ass money, too. So her career was starting to pan out. Right as yours had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No, Peregree Laboratories. I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows 1/3 of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size, the lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporations earn the mega prefix without a little throat cutting, but Harco is about as tame as big business can get. Predictable, like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. Had she adjusted well to her new job?
Yeah, they loved having her there.
She never mentioned arguments or disputes. Corporate politics getting rough?
I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. And there's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her.
It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. But with no other suspects, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to disprove their argument entirely. Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful.
It was?
Now I'd like you to try and tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight.
Oh.
Start at the beginning and take your time. The details are important.
Alright, Miss...
Morgan.
I'll try, Morgan.
When you're ready.
We were... arguing. We had been arguing a lot lately. Arguing about stupid stuff. I haven't been working, haven't been making money, haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself. But more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money.
The reports say you were arguing around 8 p.m.?
8? Yeah, must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things I shouldn't have. And I said one thing that I really shouldn't have. I crossed a line and we both knew it, so I left.
You left?
Yeah, walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Of course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid. Thick like mud. And while I was pissing away the time, Diane was...
Did you bring your phone with you? Or any other electronics?
No. I kinda stormed off. Didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me.
With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help him. That leaves... Did you go through a checkpoint? Or talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything, cash or credit?
No, not even a vending machine.
Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have met my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate.
I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details quite right. My head is... But if my exact route would help, the cam's probably... What? What is it? Optics was what? Can that even happen?
And there's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed. Meaning you've got no alibi.
This can't. Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't.
Carlos. I'm the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's just get it all out there and see what we've got to work with.
Right.
Now, you said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back?
I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't know what it was. But it was loud, and it scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first. But at some point, I must have started running, because when I got back, I was so out of breath. And when I saw that the front door was open, something dropped in my chest, and my lungs wouldn't.
You live on the first floor, right?
Yeah. First floor apartment, street-facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. From the hallway, I saw her, but I didn't realize. I never thought that she was. The lights were off. The whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed, or she had fallen, or. There was broken glass, furniture knocked over. And she was. I called her name, and she didn't move. I checked her pulse, and she was still warm. Her blood was warm. And I saw
the gun.
It looked so heavy, but I thought it had to be a fake because I didn't want it to be real.
Is that why you picked it up? Wait, this isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh stream? Hey, Stealth Ninja. Welcome on in. How you doing this fine evening? And no, this is not Yu-Gi-Oh. Sorry to disappoint. Since when have I ever told you that? Who said that? I remember. You remember, huh? The 21st night of September? Sorry, I had to. This is Of the Devil. It's an indie game. It's a lot like Phoenix Wright. The Alamo. Oh, you're right. It's true. Me too. I also remember that. Can't forget it. Really.
What? Pick it up? I didn't touch that thing. I didn't shoot her, damn it.
Doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies. Bad lies, especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie. But it can be hard to know what to do about it. I have all the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. And none of this works if he doesn't trust me. Ooh. I think you can fail this. I think you could fail these, so I gotta think. So this is not convincing. I kind of think you can maybe spin this. He, like... I would wonder what he would have to say about this. Because, yeah, it's... Is it? It's registered to him. Is the cake lying? Is Carlos the cake? Is Carlos secretly cake? Is that the mystery? Did we solve it? Carlos is cake. Caked up? Well, we don't know. We've only got front-facing sprites. Of your prince? Like, this is the most direct. Okay, but here's the thing. Hang on. We go back to evidence. Flats rental. An affordable model with finger articulation and quick twitch movements. Records show that Carlos Flat was provided this model while his Habilis is being repaired, but he claims to rarely wear it. Okay. Revolver. Okay, we want to look at the revolver, I think. Bears fingerprints matching Carlos Baker. Baker Flats, left hand. With 99.91% certainty. Rifling marks match the bullet. Okay, it's the left hand. Okay. No, I remember the clue I thought of last time, because Carlos is right-handed. So that's like, okay, he wouldn't be able to shoot that well if he didn't have his right hand, if he didn't use his right hand. But if there were, but if there were prints on it from his left hand, but not his right hand, because he wouldn't have his right hand at that point, because it'd be a mechanical one. I remember that now. Yeah, I have to catch myself back up a bit. No matches to any other archive forensics data as far back as 2051. But yeah, how are you doing tonight, Stealth Ninja? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely, lovely evening. Or morning, you know. Well, it's not morning for you, but I always say lovely evening or morning or day. Stuck at work, but c'est la vie. C'est la vie indeed. It might be the prince. Maybe we just hit him with the prince. Like, you were found with it is not convincing. It's registered to you might be... Like, this is kind of the middle ground. I think he can worm his way out of that one. But the thing is, we want to make him trust us. So if we just hit him immediately with, like, your prints are on it, bud. Then it's like, oh shit. No. Wait, no. I didn't lie. I promise, man. So it might be good to, like, ease into that. Save it. Whatever. I don't care. I think... My gut tells me it's registered. I think that's the middle ground, so let's go for it's registered. It's a fact because the gun is in your name. That's not possible. Someone must be trying to frame me. No, that was just a joke. Well, wasn't very funny. Oh, shoot. That was the wrong one. Okay, we need to pin him in the lie. But the fact of the matter is your fingerprints are on the gun.
What? But
I'll roll with this. I'm not gonna try and escape. I'm not gonna, try and save Scum. I kind of thought about it, but no. I'm just gonna roll with it. We quick saved? Yeah, we quick saved, but, we quick saved. I just think I'm also gonna roll with it because, you know, I like authenticity in the playthroughs, going through it in one shot.
I didn't do this. I wasn't thinking. I was just...
Carlos, all I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all.
Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun?
Oh, you fool. You fool. What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't realize it was a gun? That explains how his prints got on the gun. But not in a way that would satisfy the police. But when do we trust him in? Damn. Well, we gotta get Carlos out of this. So, gotta at least trust him a little bit. I mean, he's the one who hired us. Still, if all he did was hold the gun...
So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. But seeing it in my own home, right in front of...
You were in shock, Carlos. You still are.
The police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast. It seemed like the rest of my night went probably the way you'd expect.
Carlos, you admit to having a verbal agreement with Diane. But a verbal argument. It was an argument. Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trashed when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight?
What? Physical? We never fought. We never fought like that. Did the police say that we did?
They assumed as much. Which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos told me, what else did they assume?
What is it?
I'd like you to take a look at something for me. The crime scene.
Oh.
It's an AR module built from data taken as the police entered. So...
Right. It's just that...
It's just data, Carlos. No grisly details.
Okay. Let me see it.
Take your time.
Alright. I think I've got it. That's how the police found things.
Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place.
Alright.
I'll take notes. Just say whatever comes to your mind.
I don't remember exactly where everything was. But, well, the mirror was upright, of course. And that clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point. And the bed got tossed. The cushions torn. And the urn fell. Other than that... no, sorry. That's all that stands out to me.
I see. Like so? What's wrong? Something out of place? Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up, Morgan. Gotta go. Have a good stream. Remember the... Thank you. Thank you, Ninja. Glad you stopped by. Hope you have a good evening at work. Bye-bye. If anything seems off, speak up. Chat, does anything seem off? Is this not the perfect drawing? Is this not the perfect drawing of the crime scene before it got trashed? I can see it. I see the vision. And no, it's not just because I'm gay for Morgan. What are you talking about? Anyways.
It's just, I guess I just assume your notes would be making edits to the AR?
Well, I suppose that works too.
Sorry, I didn't mean... I think your drawing was pretty good, considering...
I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos.
Right.
Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk.
Letter? What do you mean?
I mean this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession.
A confession? But this is just a note to self.
Pardon?
Look, when we fight, I lose my temper, say things I didn't mean to. So this morning I tried writing things down, so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her.
Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them.
That's... I broke her fidget tubbies.
Her what? Her what?
Her fidget tubbies. Oh.
I'll take one more Gillian of them. Hold on. We're jamming. We're jamming. It's jam time.
Her fidget tubbies.
I will also take one more Gillian of them. This is true. And welcome on in, Turncoat Pilot. How are you? I hope you are well. How are you doing this evening?
They're these collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be, like, tactile? You use them as paperweights, or...
I'm good. I've played this game, and I'm extremely normal about it. No, same though. Same though. I'm very normal about this game. Yeah. I haven't even gone to a trial, and I'm very normal. I'm so normal. This song is a vibe. I love this song. And also Pilot, if you don't mind me calling you Pilot, how should I address you? What are your pronouns? And what should I call you?
Or conversation starters.
Conversation starters? Oh, she, her, just Pilot is fine. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, girly pop.
She loved these little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them in any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. I mean, I was pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rent alarm. I hardly know where I'm swinging it half the time. Got so angry, I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That's cheap, dusty, worthless.
Okay, let's say they did break her Frigiduckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? Nothing. At the moment. There's not enough detail in the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to write it. But if the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the Heartbreak killings anyway...
Couldn't even bother to sweep them up. I felt so...
Alright, Carlos. Thank you for answering my question. Now I'm going to call the police back in here, and I'm going to get this cleared up for you.
What? That's it?
That's it.
Oh. Okay.
Although, before I do that, I do have to ask, what do you know about the Heartbreak Killer?
Heartbreak?
Those moments, oh, they gave me chills. Those moments give me chills, oh my god.
You mean that psycho that was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess? I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everyone's on edge. A guy like that out there, he shoots people through the heart, right?
The police have kept the victim's appearance far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend.
I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that doesn't mean anything, does it?
If he's this slow on the uptake, it's gonna be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. I'll just have to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible. 4:04 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Right on. We talked to Carlos.
I didn't realize you could smoke in here.
Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. For a fee. Jesus. Okay, Morgan. Oh, my queen. Also, smoking's bad. But, yeah. I don't know. Smoking. Yeah, okay.
I guess so.
If she looks hot doing it, it's fine. You're right. You're right. You are right. And we both know she does. Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock.
Right. I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this.
No, of course not. It will be my first homicide defense, though.
Uh-oh.
Why does everyone always think the first time's so goddamn important? Hey, cheer up. I've got relevant experience in other areas.
Oh. And, what areas are those?
You ever gamble, Carlos?
No, ma'am. I never go anywhere near loot boxes. Good on you for calling her ma'am. She deserves that respect. Anywhere near loot boxes? Yeah. Also, yeah. Won't touch the stuff.
I meant more like playing cards.
Oh, well then, no to that too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck.
Could have fooled me. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. Poker's nice because even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win, which makes things pretty fun.
Okay, so, do you have a good poker face?
I like to think so.
And are you lucky?
Only when the stakes are high.
And, in this metaphor, we're playing poker. And the state's the dealer?
If only. No, the state's more like the house.
You mean, like, the house always wins?
Yes. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there, and we're down here. That's why they're the house. Jeez, this game gives me chills.
So what do we do?
We play the cards we're dealt, as best we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually, someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. And then we'll be politely asked to leave.
That doesn't sound very triumphant.
The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose.
Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more asking, like, what should I say?
Just leave all the talking to me.
So that's the strategy? What's up?
You know there's a saying about gamblers with strategies? Yo, ready to confess yet? Yeah, cause I already woke up the DA. Already? She must be new. The district attorneys have final say on whether or not a case is brought to trial. Only fair, since they're the ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then you'll have to call them back. Because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here.
Right. What she said. Thank you, Carlos. Thanks for the support.
You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective.
Counselor, we have your client's written confession.
His written confession? Let's start there.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll be happy to. The thrust of every argument starts with the facts, what we already know and agree upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint-by-numbers stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment with his fingerprints on it, apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. Now, how are you planning on spinning that? Those are the facts. But I've been building up my hand all night. And now I've got the weapons to answer anything they try to throw at me. Well, my client did write that note, and it was an apology, but not for the murder. He was apologizing for the debris. He was simply apologizing for this. The hell is that? I found myself asking the exact same question.
What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene?
This diagram of the room, it's created from data you captured, right?
Pure, non-GMO, augmented reality crime scene data, yep.
What's non-GMO?
Not much these days.
Ouch. Alright, yeah. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit for sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. The hell is that?
Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed.
Actually, that's not possible.
Oh?
Because that vase wasn't damaged. It's not possible for the debris to have come from the vase, because the vase is still pristine.
How is that? How is that possible? The lady at the garage sale told me it was so old and delicate. Damn it, the one time I try and thrift shop on my own.
Well, so what? What does it even matter?
If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it, then
the debris must have come from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote the apology over. You're saying that the confession was his apology for not vacuuming? I am. Because that pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of Fujibob. Fidget
Tubbies.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you. Oh, Morgan, I love you. Also, the track again. Oh, this game is perfect. This game's so good. What he said. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident. And this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology.
Can you prove that?
We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote the note, and that we can all plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles. Simple, right? The hell are you on about? The entire room was trashed, as the arcs clearly shows. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten pulverized during the struggle too. You're really gonna claim he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down? Not a bad train of thought, but I can do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof. Let's see, there's a revolver, the rental, stiff and unyielding, dusty fudge tubby slayer. No, the dusty fidget tubby slayer. Note, found in Flat's room
in his shaky handwriting, expresses a lot of guilt. That doesn't say anything. See, that doesn't say anything. It's definitely not the revolver. It's probably the rental. Just take a closer look at the rental you took into custody. Huh? One swipe of your finger could show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle buddy ecosystem. Morgan just can't say. She can't say Fidget Tubbies, right? It's Fidget Tubbies. Whatever. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your techs found ceramic debris on it, yes? Now that you mention it. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm. While he was killing her. Happy? Overjoyed. Because even a cheap arm's got an operating system that logged the last time it was worn. Right? Right. See, I happened to spot a footnote on the lab report. Said that rental hadn't been used since the AM. Whose side are you on, old man? It's gotten pretty late, Sunshine. Just trying to save up some time where I can. Well, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service. Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrawled, how panicked that note is. You expect me to believe that he was upset over a Fidget Tubby collection? One that he haven't even graded? That he hasn't even graded? One that hasn't even been graded. Setting aside Detective Ray's surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles. You're correct. They held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be so shaken over their loss. But so what? So what? After all, that's not the panic you're seeing on that page. No, the only reason the note looks the way it does is because Carlos is sensitive. Is sensitive. It's because Carlos is just that sensitive. Are you talking about my arm's sensitivity issues? Yes, that's what I was referring to. Could have gotten there faster, don't you think? Shoot. Rip. Okay, I was really hasty on that one. I should have thought that through more. The hell are you talking about? I guess I'm glad it, like, kind of brings you back around. But, like, okay, yeah. Rip me. That's losing, like, 2 chips this time. I'm like, not getting anything right. It's crazy. Well, no, I'm getting some stuff right. The hell are you talking about? What I'm saying is that Carlos is right-handed, and his rental's fingers don't even bend. So the reason it looks like asylum wall scribbles is just because he had to use his left hand to write it. I tend to think better writing than typing, and I need to get used to my left anyways. I just thought it could be good practice. Taking into account, alongside the ceramics, your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client's remorseless. Now let's get back to the reality of the situation. Here are the facts. We found your client at the scene of the crime, wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, right next to a big old goddamn gun. That just so happened to have his fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is... What, you're gonna claim that it's not his, that he actually wears an extra small?
She's trying to bait me in her typical low-key fashion. She must have something. No sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, Detective?
I'm just curious.
What'll it be next? You gonna tell me he actually wears an extra small?
What's this? So I can't pick okay, I can't pick this. We're getting introduced to a mechanic. Stay. He doesn't wear an extra small. So this is like conceding an argument. So this is conceding an argument, and then this is like challenging them? Okay. So that's why she was like, don't push this.
Gee, Carlos, do you?
No.
Yeah. Sure there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention. No, I'm afraid not.
Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime?
To prove his innocence, I will need to get there eventually. But going there now, without hard evidence,
I can prove a third party. Oh, no. I need to get there eventually. So, hold on. I'm gonna save this. I'll save it, but, like, I think... So, okay. It seems like it's pointing towards conceding that. It's like, I can't prove a third party. I can't prove a third party. Okay, there's wording in that. There's definitely wording in that, so... It would be... So it's like, I can't prove a third party right now, is the thing. I can prove a third party. So it's kind of, I think it's like testing. But we can't. We can't prove a third party yet.
I have no evidence of a third person at this time.
See, that's exactly what I thought. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day in the arcs.
No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. It was obvious she had something there. I wasn't gonna win that hand either way. But at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to.
Okay. Okay. Okay, no, I like this. No, the playing card analogy is actually coming in clutch. Also, it's good that I literally learned how to play poker like a little over like a month or two ago. I like literally just learned this like about 2 months ago. So like the poker analogies are actually coming through for me, which is cool.
We're not contesting any of that, Detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked it up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene. Which was not smart.
Hey.
But not illegal either. And that's all. He had her blood all over his clothes. Yes, he did.
Right.
Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way?
The lab finished with them a while ago.
What are you getting at? It'll be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me?
You know what? Sure. I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway. And here I thought the room smelled like... Psst. Morgan. What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. So doesn't that, like, make me look really bad?
Just relax, Carlos.
I'm pretty sure that's impossible. Aw.
You're innocent. And that means that having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you.
Really?
Really? Not really.
Morgan! I love Morgan. She's amazing.
Plenty of innocent people in prison. People with bad luck. Or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing.
What was it that reminded me of?
Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket, fresh from the lab. So what's your angle? You gonna tell us this is actually just hot sauce? No. That would be silly.
She actually thought it over.
Oh, this game's so good. Oh my god. I can't. No. So what the hell's your point? Hey. Sorry. Just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She's just proven your innocence. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. It had the victim's blood on it, who we know died when she was shot in the heart by a gun that happens to be an old world pre-tagged firearm. And so this coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter. Is there a gas leak in here? In what world does that make any sense? Sense happens to be the key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can... Sense? Hold on. Where's my evidence? Flat statement. The mirror was uptight. Chair's bed cushion was torn. Glass rental. Currently in police custody. The coat. The coat the suspect was wearing when taken into custody. Blood of the sleeve matches that of the victim with 99.96% certainty. Yeah. No other details of any forensic significance found. There's like, is that a tear? Is that a tear? I feel like that's a tear. Like, is that, hang on. Glass shards, face, debris, pill organizers, ARCS data. Victim was shot doorway, no expected DNA present, no expected crumbs, no expected fingerprints. No evidence of digital tampering. Coat. Victim found shot through the heart in the bedroom of the apartment she shares. If she was shot through the heart, well, no, I think there would be evidence for what I was thinking, so I'm gonna say no. Submitted 5 weeks ago at a Howe Partner prosthetic adjustment clinic. Okay. Okay, it's on the left. So... glass shards? Pieces of glass from a broken standing mirror found at the crime scene. So the mirror was a low-tech furnishing with no digital components to pull data from. Hit with enough force to shatter shards of glass. Okay. Now hang on a second. Wait.
Single bullet pierced the subject's sternum. Same handiwork as previous 5. There's some handwriting at the bottom of the scanned document. Cause of death, ballistic trauma, blood loss. I don't know if there's anything about smell here. I don't think there's anything about smell here. Profiles. Have you ever shot a gun? Oh, wait. Oh. Revolver. Especially because it's an older gun. Mm-hmm. My initial instinct must have been right. What sense you use doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Race. We're gonna go smell. Just do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dried blood. Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but it doesn't smell of cigarette. That's what I've been smelling. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation? I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket. If you would. Let me see. Huh. No gunpowder. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. You can't be more than a few years older than me. Girly pop! Okay, okay, Raise, okay. But not before your partners, it seems. See, gunpowder's weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves behind an awful lot of evidence. The hell is she talking about, London? Modern firearms like the one we carry use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. They've got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise, and they don't leave behind any residue. Gunpowder residue? You talked my ear off about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one? It'd leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So then his coat. If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they had found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. It was the fact that the gun was old. Okay. Whatever. That just means he washed it off after shooting her, or he changed his clothes. Thank you, pilot. Thank you for the hint. I had to think a little bit outside. Like, that one, you kind of had to think a little bit outside of... You had to think of, like, more real-world logic. That's not impossible. But it would be pretty pointless. Huh?
His jacket and his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flat is facing. As soon as possible.
Whoa.
They're faltering now. Should topple over at any moment. The letter was mostly icing on the cake for them. But that gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun, I'll admit, things were a little dicey there at times. But once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say... Did she get a message?
Wait, did they actually manage to find it?
Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes?
You're good.
Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the shooting, and right now, I'm staring at a photo of the killer. Wanna bet? No way! This game is so cool! This game is so cool! Work is so cool! The style! The style! A photo of the shooter? If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. She must have something. She must be bluffing. Yeah. She must have something. I'm not sure I follow, Detective. Didn't we establish that there was an optics blackout during the shooting? Sure there was. But this isn't from optics. Good thing I held my tongue. As I thought, the scrubbers must have managed to dig up something from outside the network. Which means... Party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this. Well... Oh, okay, the quality is lacking. And yet there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? No, but the scale their tools operate on, I guess the chances are, as always, in their favor. Alright, this isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. You could even say I got lucky, which means the stakes are... Well, it's a little bit...
blurry?
Don't look at me, I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone.
Probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting. But if their phone was on, its camera would be on.
And so we managed to get this shot through the window. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra-low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted, and so compressed it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels on one hand. And you could kiss its admissibility in court goodbye. You can't honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image. Okay, Miss Pilot, I have a question. Have you played through both episode 0 and 1? Or have you just played through 0? You played through both? Oh, nice. That is really cool. I will probably join you then, because this is just too good. It's too good. I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna stop. And there's no way in hell you could get past this. Get this past a judge.
Yeah, you're probably right. We couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could.
Oh yeah, I dragged my sister Yuna into it. I've been sending my friends copies. Wait, like Yuna Noir? You're Yuna's sister? I'm sorry, wait, hold on. The reason I'm playing this now is because of Yuna's review. Like the review that she wrote. That's how I found your stream. Oh. Well, hey, glad that worked. I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Yuna's review is how I learned of this and why I was convinced to play it. And it's peak, so I'm really glad.
Either way, it doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo. What the hell is happening to me?
Think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway at the same time the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot. And who do we know had their left-hand fingerprints all over that gun? The person in the picture had both hands on the gun. Okay, Raze, hang on. No. Wait. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, I was wrong there. I thought I remembered it being there being both hands on the gun, but that's not the case. That definitely looks like just a sleeve, which is really rough. Is there even a hand? I don't think there's a hand there. Yeah, no, there's not a hand. So it is just this. It is just this arm. You're referring to my client? You think? We've established that he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight. So he must have shot with his left. Yes, and we've also established that he's weak with his left side. A left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever.
Forensics will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get where you're going, you somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain.
Oh, London, you little fucker.
All of which is say, before a judge or jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test.
Carlos is innocent. I know he is. But that photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent. That photo is real. If both are true, then that means that photo doesn't show what it appears to show. so at a loss for words. Never. Oh, I love you for that, Morgan. I'm just confused about one thing. Where was this photo taken from exactly?
Exactly? Positional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router. If we de-anon the phone's owner and ask them where...
Why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tell us that the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs back to the bedroom. We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious that this was taken from across the north window. From the north? If this is from the north, then why can we clearly see the... It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window. If she's wrong, I should seize the opportunity to start turning the tide.
See, it is very much giving me hints.
She's right, the photo was taken from the north. She's wrong, the photo was taken from the west. Hold on. Crime scene map. There's not a freaking window in the north. Oh, those assholes. There's not a window in the north. You're wrong. I'm afraid that's simply not possible, detective. This photo has to have been taken from the west. What kind of bluff is that supposed to be? The good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage of it. Time to press the initiative. The hell do you mean this was taken from the west? The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway. Your officers' ARC's data tells us the precise location of everything in the room at the time they arrived. And now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting. And altogether, that tells us this photo must have been taken through the west window. As long as you consider... Nothing else of note. Clock was on the wall. Cushions in bed were neat. We're going back to the map. Let's go back to the map. Less prosthetic. Photograph. Crime scene map. Okay. The mirror was still up. Wait, no, there is a window up there, actually. Okay, no, so that's not completely unfounded. But... that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this mirror thing was still up. So it's the statement. Just take one look at the clock. At the clock in that photo. The clock? What about it? The clock, huh? Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I could pounce on it to keep my tempo high.
This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong.
The time of death? He's wrong, the time of death is correct. I would assume the time of death is correct. That kind of seems like he pulled it out of his ass. Autopsy report. Time of death, 9 p.m. Cause of death. Single bullet pierced the subject's sternum. Glass shards. That doesn't say anything. No evidence of digital tampering. Flat note. That doesn't say anything. Carlos's testimony of the state of the apartment when he left. Mirror was upright. Clock was on the wall. Chair was knocked over.
The bed got tossed, the cushions torn. So, photograph. Data recovered from an unknown citizen's phone camera at the time of the shooting because the camera was not set. Photo mode, the amount and quality of the visual data. File markers for post capture. Okay, for one, he's pointing the freaking gun. Like, that's a prepare to be shot thing. Second, as far as the crime scene goes, the window is blocked by the mirror. So in Flat's statement, the mirror was upright. I think so. We're raising. That's a good question, Detective London. But the answer is no. The autopsy, the clock, and the neighbors all agree. The time of death was 9 p.m. Right, no mistake in that. So then what the hell are you on about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo, analog style. And it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m. The time of the shooting. The hell's so special about that? Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but do you remember there being a clock in the room? What? Actually, I don't recall there being a clock. That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock, because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And? The only clock in the room is in the northeastern corner. And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up on the eastern wall. Like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? An artistic rendition. It's, very distinct. Oh. Did I just do a fucking whole ass swoon? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat. No, I'm not gonna apologize. No. I think it's very funny. Wrong math, right answer. If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to the arc? Yeah, I guess I had the wrong idea. I was working in base 16 when everyone else was working in base 10. Like, what the heck? If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to the arcs? Okay. Timeout. Okay. And show you my hand. Just because Discovery Law compels us to share info, doesn't mean we have to play fair, Detective. Slipped my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is, if that clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred, then the photo must be looking through the western window to see it. Don't get ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m., the same time this photo was taken of the shooter, but you want to claim that the clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting. You've got your logic backwards, Detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And there's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. Hello? What's this? What is this? What's this? Shards fell onto the victim. It's totally the broken mirror. It has to be the broken mirror. It has to be. Bet, 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 bet. It has to be the mirror. Right? That's north. That's west. Go, baby girl, home. Let's go. Okay. Wait, near western window. Wait, hold on. Ceramic crap? Near western wind. Wait, hang on. The room was trashed before the shooting. So, the claim here is that the room was trashed before the shooting. Okay, no, I think I was right the first. I was right. I'm right. Glass shards, what about them? Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body. Let's go, baby. Oh, I was looking for it. I was looking for the mirror. And not under it. If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean that she was dead on the ground before the room got trashed. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone trash the room afterwards? It's a good question, Carlos. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of the criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle at the other crime scenes? Other crime scenes? No, nothing like that. No, nothing like that. Those attacks would have been over in a matter of seconds. So, what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? That this was personal and things had gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does happen, detective. But in this case, it seems there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? He still shot her. And we have the photo right here. And I'm glad you do, detective, because that photo proves my client's innocence. Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult. And maybe more importantly for all of us, time consuming. Thanks to your photo, I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger. Because the man in the photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like hell it can't. The glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting, and we know that until the room was tossed, that the clock was on the eastern wall, which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Back to this shit, impossible. The only hallway in that apartment runs from north to south. The only person with the prints on that gun is your client. And the only fact that matters is that he used it to murder 6 innocent people. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me? And that's why you're such a shitty gambler. You've played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot right out from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What we're seeing is... Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. This is a photo of the shoot. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Wait a goddamn minute. Okay, so there are glass shards. Which means something had to have hit a mirror. Autopsy report, cause of death, ballistic trauma. Class floor, blood loss, single bullet pierced the subject's sternum, left atrium, death was instantaneous. There's some writing. Okay. Okay, something that doesn't make a lot of sense is, one, if it was instantaneous, where was, like, okay, like, why? Okay, hang on. Matching Carlos Baker Flat's left hand with 99% certainty. There was no one else carrying the gun. Rifling marks match the bullets from the previous killer. Flat's note. My instincts immediately told me, like, oh, what if it's the victim? What if it's the victim? But, like, I think that's a long shot. I think that's a little bit of a long shot. I think it's more likely that they're asking about the mirror, but also it's like, if they're asking, like, hang on. This is a photo of the shooter. Min. Thank you. So, no cams at time of shooting. Flat may have known. Flat's girlfriend. Mirror, victims, stand-up mirror, not digital. Okay, let me look at a profile. Morgan, London, race, heartbreak, flat. Okay, no, that's not a thing. The victim. There's no known Flat's prosthetic. Okay. Flat's rental. Coat, photograph. Am I just overthinking this? Save. Hang on, no, we're gonna save it in 3. Okay, Doot. So... Ah, shoot. Statement. Mirrors upright. Where's the crime scene map? Also, if you click the plus, you can ramp up your bet. Oh, you can? Oh, I didn't know that. A bird's eye view of the crime scene as discovered by the police. Okay. This has to mean the mirror was like north to south, right? But also, if it's showing from east to west, then does that mean... Shows the western window facing the eastern wall. Northern window facing the southern hallway where the shooter stood. Okay, I'm a little... Uh... I am very... Okay, I may have confused myself a bit. Reading list, backlog. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What we're seeing is... the stand-up mirror? Okay, I'm not confident enough to ramp up the bet. Like, I have a hunch that like, it could be the victim, but I feel more certain about the mirror, but that doesn't feel, like, quite as relevant. But I think it's the mirror. We're gonna go with with my logic brain. What's that? You're trying the glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure. They came from a standing mirror. A mirror that at the time of the shooting stood across the room from the western window. But then that would mean, at that angle, from that viewpoint, it would reflect the hallway. So we're not seeing a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm. Oh. Let's go. Yes. Yes. And as we all know, my client hasn't had a working right arm in a number of weeks. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad that it was recovered. Because it just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed the crime. That should be the end of it. Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Sunk Cost has got its teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ears. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever, the impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. But lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary, my client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. After being confronted with the facts, he received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, you tried to claim it depicted my client. A man without the requisite limb, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. That's... He could have had a backup arm. He could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs. A bit. That's the best you've got? Even a bare-bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. He'd have to bring it into a clinic, which would have left a record on his shoulder's OS. A record you won't find. And he'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it, minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did you manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones in the time
between the shooting and his arrest. Whoa. Well... Oh my god. Oh, full body art. Any objections? Ooh. Detective? God. Damn it! Fold. That was so cool. That was so cool. Oh my god. I need a breath. Oh, I need a breath. Holy hell. Whew. Oh. This game is peak. That was exhilarating. That was exhilarating. Show me your hand, Flat. You're uncuffing me? In light of the evidence we have, there's no reason to hold you. Now I gotta go call the DA and tell her I made a mistake. Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid. You should know. Detective? Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger. And she just fought like hell for you. Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. Yeah. That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward. Sure. I feel exactly the same, counselor. What happens now? I'll have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats! You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Yay? But what am I supposed to do? Just caught up on Heretical Edge and it's absolutely crazy right now. Hell yeah. Did they just release like a new thing of it? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation into Heartbreak, huh? New chapter every few days? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements. No, that's not what I... Huh? Diane being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer? It's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but... I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. So what am I supposed to do? Hell if I know. There are some contacts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, to try and convince them that I didn't...
You saved me. Thank you.
You're welcome, Carlos. But it's my job to...
No, I mean... Thank you for not asking.
Huh?
For not asking if I killed her.
Love this game. Welcome, 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 televised. And also same. I also love this game so much. This is my first playthrough, and... oh, it's so good. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start.
Yeah.
Of course he was. After all...
Oh? Oh, fuck! No!
Oh, oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit. The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place. Easy to find, hard to miss. We love evil women. Oh no. But the blood's always different. Oh. Oh. A flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom, only one for each of us. Better get yourself a killer lawyer. Okay. So she knows... okay. That's so interesting. Are we gonna be like... hang on. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. A Rorschach test with singular universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Better get yourself a killer lawyer. Morgan, professional defense attorney / serial hobbyist. We love evil women. Yes, indeed. Bursting forth into a red fractal, consisting slowly of an infinite, the end. But the comical thud of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. 8:59 p.m., June 4th, 2086. Bullet number 6 of 6. The gun is empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever. Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash. But cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Moping around in the dark here must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did you think I was her boyfriend? Back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? New profile? Can't ask her now. Hey! Yeah, did you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. And people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could use as even a partial suppressor on the way in. Could they really not afford some throw pillows? I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces, in small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. Time to catch up on the author's other story, too. Oh, yeah, they have another... you mentioned that they had another story, right? Yeah. Which one was that? Also. Summus Prolium. Gotcha. I see. Also, televised. Well, welcome on in. May I ask what you'd like to be called and what your pronouns are? I'm in profile on your phone. No, real. No, honestly though, it kind of goes hard. He, him. I've been called televised and revolting, so dealer's choice. Right on. Right on, friends. Also, nice choice of words. We love staying on theme here. Radical Edge is an urban sci-fi. So Miss Prolium is a superhero story. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, good superhero story is always fun. Especially like independent hero stories. I think they're good. Both are extremely good. I'll definitely have to check them out. I just haven't been reading a whole lot. The most I've been reading is like Fourth Wing, which has been really good, but I've even slowed down on that. Cramped places, usually full of trash. But this room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean. Organized even. So the corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast. Except there's shit on the floor. By the window, there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. Played about 1 million hands of virtual poker, so I'm familiar with the verbiage. I see. I was saying this earlier, but like I'm really lucky that I learned how to play poker like literally just like 2 months ago. Like for the first time. So like I'm also like kind of familiar with the verbiage. I kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, each of them not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. And for the final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. I kick the wall. Something falls from it, probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair, knock the urn, tear into the sheets with my frustration and try to save her the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. This was all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. Balatro taught me everything I need to know about poker. Always play for straights and flushes. Damn. See, I always went for like doubles and triples. But also, like, I didn't play it that long. I didn't play Balatro for like that long, so I probably didn't optimize it that well. That was a joke. Oh, okay. Good one. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Yeah, I like I said, I don't think I know enough about Balatro specifically. Like I've beaten a run before. I've gotten to Ante 8. But and you can really set up flushes to be kind of like the strat, so it's not like impossible. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. It's something you can get away with in Balatro, but it's terrible for regular poker. That's true. That is true. Flushes and straights are like so fucking rare. I can't even. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After what I did After that, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but Heartbreak Killer, really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All the threads and breakdowns, and the goddamn theory crafting. And all for the Heartbreak Killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain. Soap! From a season where the writers were on strike. I'd feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, social, impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. They got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. And I've killed a lot more than just 6. At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end. Good riddance, Heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air's weighty tonight. Thick, energized. A heavy foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off, when the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always the most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. 5:01 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Sorry, using my left still. That's okay. You can just initial in these spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of our fine city's sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 p.m. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching, made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer and enough debt that he'd need to be provided one. And all I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, where else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals, maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes, more headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any public pressure to find a culprit. Now Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and out of mind, like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with the case this intimately does have its risk. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside interrogation room, just to make doubly sure that I didn't smell of gunpowder myself. Oh. Damn it, Morgan, you genius. Damn it. He's like, I smell of cigarettes. It's like, that's not related. It is related. It is mud. It's fucking related. Yeah. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. But obviously, everything turned out rosy. And it's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities failing from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus.
Thanks again, Morgan, for everything.
I'm sure Diane is grateful too. Funny, I didn't even know her name. Something the matter?
No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died...
Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground.
No, I know, but I just keep thinking that she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me.
Interesting. To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself. Hee 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 hee.
Oh? What is it?
Something I noticed in the ARC stated that I didn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. But maybe you can make sense of it. Hee hee hee. I am so nervous. The pills!
Oh yeah, we'd never used that. What the? Where did you find that?
That pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the ARCs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seemed like it contained triprexazone, prescribed to help modders with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky clasps too for pill organizers. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, sad, all at the same time. But as far as the facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medication for the week.
Ugh.
To my eyes, anyway. 5:01 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Long night. That was too far just now. Practically rubbing it in his face. It's not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites a downfall. So why did I even bother? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I just need to show more restraint next time. Though there won't be a next time for Heartbreak. The gun's in custody. There's no more bullets left. There won't be a 7th victim. There won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one will ever found you. District Attorney Rockford.
Whoa, what?
Sorry, can I try that again? Oh, she looks cute. I'm so fried. By all means. Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so put together. Thank you. I don't get it. How do you sleep at night? Pardon? You do white noise aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bag under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in court. Tries to prove the defendant's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. And hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What have they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? Oh, well, actually, I'm here for you. Me? Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well, then you must have been relieved to find out that you won't have to go to trial against me. No? Why would I be worried about going up against you?
Oh, Emma.
It's always the unintended barbs with her. So you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl. Reyes? They've been reporting to me in preparation for the trial. Preparation for the trial? That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you the rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Reyes told you that they had HK in custody, and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here? Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Too much on my mind. So when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears peaked up. But that's about all. Oh? I mean, Carlos Flat. A serial killer? The same serial killer that outsmarted the state for weeks. She's not using his middle name. He was found with the murder weapon. But I can answer that any number of ways.
The jacket's totally a trap, but also, she's not using his middle name? How's that relevant? It could have been Flat. Hang on. Rockford, February 13th. Blood type O. That picture. Likes coffee, toffee, hot couture. Dislikes sunburns, dead pixels, eye strain, eggs Benedict. Plays chess, shogi, idle savant stars. Cat person, yes. We love a DA who spends money on gotcha. So true. Gamer, heartbreak. Oh, they updated it. Cannot carry a tune. Oh, so we just get more info on Morgan? Batting cages, Mapo Tofu, carry a tune. Oh, I just noticed that. Well, you learn something new every day. Criminal defense attorney criminal defense attorney. Wait, hang on. Criminal defense attorney. Oh my god. No, you're right. Oh my god, that's so clever. The details. The details. Wow. Oh my goodness. Flat. Search terms, gamble. A gambler with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. Huh. It could have been flat. I guess maybe the photo, right? That may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right. Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm, modded, with documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made his shots that clean. Okay, no, wait. Is this just showing that she can just fucking flex on us? Is this just showing that, like, she can just, like, flex on us? Never could have made shots that clean. Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention, he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. And probably too heavy to not leave imprints. She got all that from a glance. There's a reason Morgan never won. Wow. Am I in love with her too? With Emma too? I'm sorry. I can't. I'm too lesbian for this. I'm too much of a lesbian for this. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed all that out the minute you walked in here. She's just better at the lawyer thing. Morgan gets to stack the deck a little in that regard. Yeah. Right. Of course. Worst part is, she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Profile? Yeah, I mean, Morgan does kind of have knowledge that nobody else does, so... Yeah, right, sorry, you've probably never heard of it. I know what a goddamn profile is. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal's psychology based on the evidence from their crimes. Kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess about why, when 99 times out of 100, the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house.
I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it. Oh. Oh. I'm like... I guess about profiling. So this profiling, it's some kind of investigative technique. The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it. Stabbing? Overkill. Stabbing? Overkill? Pointless passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, suggest they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's actually a lot of recurring themes in their stories. The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you? That he's diligent, almost perfect, highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, and with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm. It's rare to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated, but all her playful, lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Though I'm not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor, I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely. And considering the marksmanship, the detective said that HK would have needed an insider information on optics. So does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement? Never in 10 billion years. Oh. Antisocial, independent, despises authority. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids in the head after their first full rotation. Right. That's exactly how I'd put it. There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or tertiary. These types can't help but insert themselves. Insert themselves? I do not I don't do anything even resembling that. Wait, if HK's not a cop, how do they know about the blackout timing? Crime metadata. Crime metastatistics analysis, probably. Pardon? Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes in delays. Chart out the dips in... sorry. Technically, I know. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator, anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. Well, at least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it. He chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he could do just fine without it. It just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I found. Other victims that fit the description? No, but I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other. But they also look like a lot of people. That's true. Hell. They kind of look like me. Do they? Sure. What? You don't see it? I hadn't thought about it. Oh, God. Oh, God. They weren't kidding when they said toxic Yuri. Oh god. The smile. The smile. This game's killing me over here. Point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. You've got something catchier in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets, 6 kills guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up, a mistake. Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Are you talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably threw the detective for a loop, right? Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed the room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. That was the last bullet, their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. You make them sound like a child. Emma! Childish and cowardly and two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. Your profile tell you all that? No. That part's just takes one to know one. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. What time is it? It's soapster time. It's me time. It's pretty late, TBH. Like, should I go to bed? Yes. But also, Of the Devil is just too good. And also, I'm really, really gay. For these people. Both of them on screen right now. Hi, Sophie. Hope you had a good day today. I did have a good day. I hope you had a good day too. I hope you did a good stream too. How was Metroid Prime 2? Almost done? I figured because I think, like, I don't blame you for the left one. Redheads are just perfect. I'm also a huge sucker for just how smart the one on the right is. Like, the one on the left is also super smart. Like, Morgan is so fucking smart. But the one on the right, it's like a different breed. Like, oh my god. You're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population. Well, good luck. I don't need luck. I only need more information. Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan. I mean, I need more crime scenes. Oh. Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. Only way to net my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't.
But getting screwed over is a given.
It's a deal with the devil.
Roll credits, baby! Oh, okay, we're not actually rolling credits, are we?
Fair enough.
Hey, that's what I say. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. That rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more. Or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder.
Think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do.
I could use a cup of coffee. How about you?
Don't tempt me. If you fall asleep, face first on the table, I won't even take a picture. Okay. Just don't expect this to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats.
I like Morgan. She's an interesting head case, but her hobby is kind of a deal breaker. Yeah, her hobby's a little, I don't know. It's a little out there. Not exactly something,
Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation, and the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. But Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. We love unrequited toxic Yuri. Yes! Ah! It's my shit. Never finishing, but never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off her. Oh. Ah! As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. Oh my god! Episode 0 end. Oh.
Ah! Hello, Android. Which means you are going to be living with my friend for a while.
For how long?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Who? I've seen pictures of her, but there's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. Points.
You. That's my daughter.
I see. So episode 1's gonna have an interesting character here, huh?
It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Oh. Yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really? Really? Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Ah! Oh my god! Ah! Roll credits. Evil little bug. That is an evil little bug. You made a fucking incredible game. Programmed by Patrick. Nice. You also made an incredible game. 3D modeling by Airenders. Thank you. You also made an incredible game. Patrick MC again. Airenders. Written and developed and directed by Brian.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Very cool. Volunteer playtested by Griston, Hugh J, Maxi. Look at all these folks. They're all awesome. Special thanks to Adrian. Autorex. Oh, these must be like our friends and family, you the players. Full attributes available at ofthedevil.card.co. Made with Unity. Nanny novel dot between pro builder shapes. A game by Nth Circle. Of the Devil, episode 0. And he shall appear. To be continued in... You're the smartest person I know, Morgan, when it comes to people. Personally, I think it's cruel to bring something like that, something that flawed into the world. You're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. I think you can guess what I think I can guess what happens next.
I've never stolen anything that wasn't already compromised. Work hard, and the company will always have you set for life, and after too.
Can't tell you how many musicians I've seen screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus.
So that's not just a lawyer job thing. You dress like a doorman on the weekends too.
Oh my god.
Compared to determining fault, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air. The company wheels don't stop spinning for anything.
We can't hope to keep this quiet for very long.
Oh yeah, Morgan always wears gloves, never lets anyone have her fingerprints. But it's a million times more likely than the alternative. That heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing. Father said that you owed him. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. But when I take a job, I never half-ass it. Of the Devil, Episode 1. An Idle Mind. Oh my god.
Can I swoon over a game?
This is just...
Episode 0 results. Oh, you get results? 2 out of 2 articles. 6 out of 6 profiles. Wait, are there chances in future episodes to miss stuff? 18 out of 18, 17 out of 17. I think the full quote is, an idle mind is the devil's playhouse. 28 total credits earned. Congratulations! You finished episode 0 with 28 credits. You've also unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on your highest score for episode 0. You also have 40 remaining score credits to spend on phone charms and case colors based on the highest credit you've finished your episode with. Huh. Main menu. Y'all. Oh my god. I think the full quote is, an idle mind is the devil's playhouse. Yeah. How interesting. Oh. Y'all, this game was so good. I loved episode 0 from start to finish. That writing was perfect. The mystery was so compelling. The twists, the turns, the lesbians, the Yuri. God, Morgan's great. What a great main character, and what a great twist. What a good game. It feels like this game should be everywhere. I agree. I think that, honestly, I kind of think like I could see it taking like
like how like Shovel Knight's kind of like indie platformer, and then like Undertale's like indie RPG. This is like indie Ace Attorney or something. It's like Undertale's indie Earthbound or whatever. And like I could definitely see like people loving it. I think it might not be taking off too, like I don't know how well this game is doing, but I think like a lot of times when I see games that are episodic, I personally don't play them because they're not fully finished. But I think a lot of visual novels are just like that, right? I haven't really dived into the genre too much. I think this is a good structure for episodic visual novel releases, though. I like that it would basically go case by case. We didn't even get to the courtroom. Like it was essentially a courtroom scenario, but also it was like kind of not. It was you were debating someone, but I think in essence it taught me how to play the courtroom, like in like pretty much seamlessly. I didn't even really know I was being taught that. But yeah, I hope y'all had a good time, because I sure did. That was thrilling. That was so thrilling. I don't want to stop. I kind of just want to get episode 1. But, like, I should go to bed. It's always cool to see people love this game. Yeah. No, I always think it's really cool when you like see other people like a game that is like smaller, but like you also know. It's just like, "Oh my gosh. Wait, you're a fan of this too." That's so fun. See, now I'm gonna like meet other Of the Devil fans, and I'm gonna be like, "You like Of the Devil too? Oh my gosh! Ah, that's so cool!" Thanks for the stream. Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This was so lovely. I loved playing this. It was incredible. I don't know how many times I can say it, but thank you so much. If you want to keep up, with what more I'm doing, please follow me on Blue Sky and follow me here. I try to stream every Thursday night and Saturday afternoon, at least in EST. And I post updates on stream schedule on Blue Sky right now. But yeah, alrighty. Thank you all for joining me. Let's find someone to raid. Hearts to you. Is there anyone we're following? Oh, well, would you look at that? We've got Hey Blackstone playing Monster Hunter Wilds. So why don't we pop by?
Oh, they're on a really cool fight, too. They are on a really cool fight, too. Okay. Thank you all so much for coming, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Woo woo. Hope to see you later.